Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the English Listening Practice Podcast. I'm your host, Emma, and today I want to talk about a very common problem. You study English, you practice English, but you feel like you're not making progress. Have you ever felt this way? You watch videos, read books, even practice speaking but still feel stuck. It can be frustrating. But don't worry. You are not alone. Many English learners feel the same way. In this episode, I'll explain why progress feels slow, how to notice the progress you are making, and what you can do to keep moving forward. So, if you've ever thought, why am I not improving in English? This podcast is for you. Why you feel stuck. First, let's talk about why you feel like you're not improving. Here are some reasons. High expectations. You want to be fluent fast, but language learning takes time. Invisible progress. You improve slowly, so you don't always notice it. Comparing yourself to others. You see someone speaking better and think, I'll never reach that level. Repetition fatigue. You study the same topics again and again, so it feels boring. But remember, not noticing progress does not mean there is no progress. A real example. Let me tell you a story about one of my students, Maria. Maria studied English for 2 years. She watched TV shows, listened to podcasts, and read books. But one day she told me, Emma, I think I'm not improving. I asked her to listen to an old recording of herself from 6 months before. When she listened, she laughed. Her pronunciation was different. She used fewer words. She made simple mistakes. Then, I asked her to record her voice again. The difference was clear. She had improved a lot, but she hadn't noticed it because the progress was slow. This happens to everyone. Progress in English is like growing taller. You don't see it every day, but over time, it's real. Signs you are improving. Even if you don't feel it, here are some signs you are improving in English. You understand English songs or movies more easily. You need to translate less in your head. You can speak longer sentences without stopping. You know more words than before. You make mistakes, but you correct yourself faster. Take a moment. Think about your English journey. Have you noticed any of these signs? If yes, you are making progress. What to do when you feel stuck? Okay, now what can you do if you feel stuck? Change your practice. If you always read, try listening. If you always listen, try speaking. Set small goals. For example, I will learn 5 new words today. Track yourself. Record your speaking once a month. Listen again later. Be consistent. 10 minutes every day is better than 2 hours once a week. Celebrate small wins. Did you understand a whole conversation? That's progress. Practice with me. Let's do a little practice together. I'll ask you some questions. Try to answer out loud in English. How long have you been studying English? Do you think your English is better today than 1 year ago? What's one small thing you can do today to improve? How do you usually practice English? Take a moment and answer. Don't worry about mistakes. Just speak. Listening challenge. Here's a short story. Listen carefully, then answer my questions. Alex has studied English for 3 years. Sometimes he feels he is not improving. But last week, he watched a movie in English without subtitles, and he understood most of it. He also spoke with a tourist in English for 5 minutes. After that, he realized he is making progress. Questions. How long has Alex studied English? Why did he feel stuck? What did he do last week? What did he realize after speaking with the tourist? You can pause and answer before listening again. Part 7. Motivation. Emma, I want you to remember something important. Backhand index pointing right feeling stuck is part of learning. Every learner feels it. But the truth is, you are always learning, even when you don't notice. So don't give up. Keep listening, keep speaking, keep practicing. One day you'll look back and say, "Wow, I've come so far." Thank you so much for listening today. We talked about why you feel like you're not improving, real signs of progress, what to do when you feel stuck, and a motivational story to inspire you. Remember, progress is slow, but it is real. Trust the process, keep practicing, and you will get better. This has been the English Listening Practice Podcast with me, Emma. I'll see you in the next episode. Hey there, friends. Welcome back to our English Listening Podcast. I'm Emma, and I'm so happy you're here today. Let me ask you something. Have you ever thought, I'm studying English, but I don't feel like I'm improving? I think almost every English learner has felt this way, including me when I was learning another language. So today we're going to talk about that feeling of being stuck, why it happens, and how you can actually see your progress. By the end of this episode, I promise, you'll feel a little lighter, a little more motivated, and ready to keep going. Okay, let's be real. Learning English takes time. But sometimes it feels like nothing is happening, right? Here's why. You want to be fluent right now. You don't see small improvements. You compare yourself to other people. You keep practicing the same way every day, and it feels boring. Sound familiar? Yeah, me too. But listen, not seeing progress doesn't mean there is no progress. Let me tell you about my student, Maria. She came to me one day and said, "Emma, I think my English is terrible. I'm not improving at all." So I said, "Okay, Maria, let's listen to one of your recordings from last year." When she listened, she started laughing. She realized she couldn't say many words back then, her sentences were short, and her pronunciation was very different. But now, she could speak longer, use better words, and sound more confident. She had improved so much, she just didn't notice it. And that's the truth, my friend. Progress is slow, but it's always happening. Let's play a quick game. I'll read some signs of progress. You just think, "Yes, that's me," or "Not yet." Ready? You understand English movies more than before. You don't always need subtitles. You can speak longer sentences. You remember more vocabulary. You correct yourself when you make mistakes. Did you say yes to any of these? If you did, even just one, you're improving. So, what can you do when you feel like you're not moving forward? Here are some friendly tips. Change things up. If you always read, try listening. If you always listen, try speaking. Set tiny goals. Not, "I'll be fluent in 1 year," but, "I'll learn 3 new words today." Record yourself. Once a month. Talk for 1 minute. Later. Listen again. You'll hear the difference. Stay consistent. Even 10 minutes a day works wonders. Celebrate small wins. Did you order food in English? Amazing. That's progress. Let's practice speaking. I'll ask you some questions, and you try to answer out loud. Don't be shy. I can't hear you, but speaking out loud is powerful. How long have you been learning English? Do you think your English is better than last year? What's one little thing you could do today to practice? Take your time, pause the podcast if you need, and answer in English. Here's a short listening challenge for you. Alex has studied English for 3 years. Sometimes he feels like he isn't improving. But last week, he watched a whole movie in English without subtitles. He also spoke with a tourist for 5 minutes in English. After that, he realized he is making progress. Questions. How long has Alex studied English? Why did he feel stuck? What did he do last week? What did he realize after talking to the tourist? Did you catch it? If not, rewind and listen again. Listen, my friend. If you ever feel stuck, just remember. You are learning, even when you don't notice. It's like growing. You don't see it every day, but one day you look back and say, "Wow, I've changed." So don't stop now. Keep listening, keep speaking, keep smiling. You are making progress. Okay, that's it for today's episode. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I hope you feel a little more positive about your English. This was the English Listening Practice Podcast with me, Emma. Take care, keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next one.